Hello everyone, my name is Luke, and welcome to the 11th battle of the Promethean Directive. Here we have a frankly massive tank and slightly aviation force from the Duchy of Historia, the 1st Border Patrol under the command of Colonel Jersey, up against ZG-17 under General Lieutenant Leda, one of the main Ruskommando commanders, who have just 5 RU-20 planes that you can see on the horizon there. With that all said, let's unpause and see what happens. I'll stick by the historian side for the time being, just because there's not going to be much to see where those planes are. For the record, Historia has 5 of these big Erica tanks, 15 of the smaller Vernek ones, and then 3 of these gunship planes. You see they've got a gun sticking out the sides. And those are the BA-37s. Hopefully these guys don't ram too much into each other. Too much to hope for. But hopefully they'll mostly manage to dodge the big tanks as they make their way through. I guess if I'd have checked more in advance, I could have known that the smaller tanks would move faster. But shouldn't be too bad. I think the Historia may actually manage to win this one, because it's going to be very hard for the planes to dodge this amount of fire. That said, though, the Historian planes probably aren't going to survive. I like that fellow over there who, just lost both wings. Really not healthy. Probably better to lose both wings than just one, though. Now the light tanks are reversing while the heavier tanks are staying at the front. But that's just tank AI for you. Another one of the Historian gunships got knocked out. Actually, I think probably all 3 are dead at this point. The question, though, is going to be, can the 5 planes damage enough tanks before the tanks inevitably land some shots? This isn't going to help them, though. Reverse! Reverse! Like your lives depend on it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Tensest possible moment. They got lucky. I do like the suspension on these guys. Looks pretty good. That's a pretty solid hit, but I think the tanks can probably survive a lot of that, even if they are mostly just metal. I doubt the small guys can take much, though. Although that said, this guy's still got all of his important stuff intact. Got the classic coal armor, a staple of naval warfare since the 1800s, and apparently tank warfare since today. Actually, let me use this map, will give me a better idea. Actually, all 5 planes are still alive and at full health. Impressive. They didn't look too dodgy. Yeah, no, they fly pretty well in straight lines. But either they've got like one repair bot and they're able to repair any small damage they take, or the tanks just don't have like the detection equipment or the accuracy to hit them. This may be a long fight, though. I feel like these planes need a longer attack run timer. Because if they're just going to circle like this, then yeah, they're never going to do much damage, and they're never going to get damaged either. Although that said, this guy is about to be flat. I don't know if he took damage before he went down or just something in the AI got messed up. Either way, though, that is scratch 1 for the historians. Make that scratch 2. Actually, that guy just went down as well. So I guess the tanks can take him out. It just takes a bit of time as they concentrate all their fire on one plane and then eventually land enough hits to take it down. Looks like it's a mix of these two that have taken the ire of the tanks. Let's go ahead and lock ourselves to this guy. Good to know that that resets. But I did just want to check and make sure that that's where all the incoming fire actually was. I love the timed frag rounds. I assume that's what this has to be. Makes a pretty realistic kind of flak. At least I assumed that's timed frag. It could just be a bunch of white tracers, but I don't think it is. Yeah, he's taking a little bit of damage. You can just see like metal blocks that have taken damage. But I don't know if it's actually lost any health. This one's at 100, 100, and then... yeah, they're all at 100 so far. But clearly they can take him out as 2 have fallen down so far. And I don't think the tanks are taking much damage in the 3 or 4 shots these guys managed to land each rotation. As this amount of evasion is approaching cheesiness, if I do end up calling the battle early because nothing's happening, these planes will probably be counted as destroyed. Given that the tanks have shown an ability to damage them, at least when they're not just doing donuts at 2.5 kilometers. But it does look like either way, though, Historia's going to scratch up a win for today. All of their big tanks are intact. And then there's, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of the smaller ones out of 15. And obviously the 3 big planes are toast. But who needs planes anyways, right? All of Historia's planes so far have been wooden, which makes them typically larger and more vulnerable than the more compact metal planes that the Ruskommando Corporation has been fielding. Ooh, he almost managed to dodge. But that front armor has held up, with the patented coal armor doing its part. Even the machine gun's still going. I do love the aesthetic machine guns on these guys. I say aesthetic even though they do actually have parts, but it's probably not enough parts to be doing much. And also, is that a disconnected clip? Gaming? I feel like... let me just pause so we don't all get motion sickness. Oh my goodness, SMH my head. Unless that's been clipped and deco hidden. Rest in peace, all of the flipped tanks. Bonk. Oh, that is a really unfortunate damage propagation right there. Clipped it off right behind the firing piece. Still 3 planes in the air. And still all at full health, unable to be hit by the cannons. You see, this is why I really don't like evasion. It just makes battles go on unless you have hit scan. Because I bet even lasers would struggle with this kind of thing. Or not lasers, railguns. The fact that these run out of range, too, is also a bit of a problem. Looks like they've only got like 2 kilometers of range on some of the guns. I don't know if those are like the, whatever those are. So they're not actually timed frag, they're just small caliber anti-aircraft rounds. Probably. Are those from... Oh, they are from the machine guns. That's actually really cool. I wonder if these are simple weapons or actual APS. If they are APS, they may just be clipped in there, and that's fine for mostly decorational stuff. But these guys may not be landing any hits until the odd time that the big cannons speak out. But even then, that's not going to be frequently enough to do damage. I'll give it another couple minutes, see if any of the planes get hit, and if not, or I guess either way at that point, I'm going to call it a win/draw in Historia's favor. Just because these things are too dodgy to be hit, and that is approaching cheese territory. Like, obviously they can be hit, and they have been, but these guys have such tiny damage output. Like, that's 2 shots every time it circles, which is like every 10 or 15 seconds. Whereas the tanks are at least putting out more than that. And yes, obviously if we just left this waiting, Historia would lose, because these things have missiles that they're dropping that are damaging the tanks a lot. But because of the evasion cheese rules, that is not necessarily how it's going to be decided. Just checking the battle filming text chat right now. Yeah, this is not going to get anywhere, so I'll go ahead and pause it and then tally the damage on the Historian side and consider the 3 planes to have been eventually shot down, because they definitely should have been shot down by now, had they not been evasive as all heck. Okay, that's this battle sorted out, and then I'll get the next one going very shortly. Thank you for watching.